Back to Georgia now, where the outcome of one of the Senate runoff races is still unknown. CBS News projects that Reverend Raphael Warnock has defeated incumbent Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler. He will now be the first black senator for the state. Last night, Warnock shared a history of his mother.
My mother, who as a teenager growing up in Waycross, Georgia, used to pick somebody else's cotton. But the other day, because this is America, the 82-year-old hands that used to pick somebody else's cotton went to the polls and picked her youngest son to be a United States Senator.
The race between Republican Senator David Perdue and Democrat Jon Ossoff is leaning Democratic, but still remains too close to call at this time. If Democrats win this seat, there will be a tie in the Senate, and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will be the tie-breaking vote. Ossoff declared victory in a video message this morning, though CBS News has not projected a winner yet in this race. He thanked voters for the confidence and trust they've placed in him. For more on this, I want to bring in Leslie Sanchez and Lynda Tran. Leslie is a CBS News political analyst and Republican strategist, and Lynda is a CBS News political contributor and Democratic strategist. Welcome to both of you. Great to have you with us. So, Lynda, let me start with you. Democrats are on the verge of gaining the majority in the Senate. How significant would this be for Democrats if Ossoff is confirmed the winner?
Tanya, it's hard to overstate the importance of last night's potential electoral victory. With Ossoff and Reverend Warnock in the Democratic column taking those seats, that will mean that the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will cast any deciding votes that come before the Senate. And that's especially significant given that the incoming administration is going to need that majority to make sure there are no delays in its political appointments, to make sure that it's able to move forward and any sort of stimulus package to help folks that are continuing to struggle due to the coronavirus pandemic and the economic crisis. The president-elect and vice president-elect have also made very clear that in addition to addressing the pandemic, they're going to have very ambitious plans around climate change, around healthcare access, and around a lot of different things that they are definitely going to need majorities in both the House and the Senate in order to move forward. So this is really a critical moment that cements the ability for the incoming Biden administration to be successful in moving forward its agenda.
And Leslie, President Trump frequently attacked the integrity of Georgia's election and the officials in the state of Georgia. Are Republicans concerned that his rhetoric played a part in the results there?
It's a tale of two Republican parties, Tanya. In one sense, you have a lot of Republicans who are blaming Republican Georgia officials for what they feel is bending the rules, causing confusion, having voter irregularities around absentee ballots, none of which there's been merit behind with repeated investigations and reviews. But that lingering question is the reason a lot of people are putting their fire on the state Republican Party officials, why Trump is talking about coming back in 18 months to support a primary challenger. On the other side, there's certainly going to be blame for Trump, but it tends to be that people that already disliked the president were going to just continue to dislike this president, right? But in terms of the Republican Party, it is still Trump's Republican Party.
But you don't think that perhaps some of his rhetoric is beginning to divide the Republican Party?
I think Trump's rhetoric has divided the country. There's no doubt about that.
Right. Well,
it's extraordinary.
I mean, that we've seen for a while, but we have
Yes.
seen him at least be
Yes.
able to galvanize Republicans, and it seems like perhaps that is starting to fray now.
I don't think so. I think that we can't misread this. So in many ways, what happened today is a stunning defeat for Republicans, absolutely no doubt, and really want to applaud and congratulate the Democratic soon-to-be Senator, one, if not two. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there's a struggle within the Republican Party in terms of this populist movement that likes a lot of what Trump was able to do. They think of him as outside traditional politics, outside the traditional Republican Party. And they want us to continue more of those policies. So this isn't an overwhelming supermajority that the Democrats have garnered. It's still very slim. It's still right on the line in terms of it's a toss-up. It could go either way. So Republicans are going to come together, kind of review what has worked, what hasn't. What is true, Tanya, is that more people disliked Trump than disliked Biden. And that's fundamentally Trump's to own.
And Lynda, as we mentioned earlier, Warnock's win makes him the first black senator in the state of Georgia, only the 11th black senator in U.S. history. How significant is this?
Well, I would say that it really shines a light on the role and the importance that black voters have played throughout the 2020 cycle. Absolutely, it's a historic moment for Reverend Warnock. It's a historic moment for black Americans all around this country. But take that in concert with the Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris, and the critical role that black voters played not only in ensuring that Joe Biden would be the Democratic nominee, but in victory after victory during the actual general election. I think that we're going to see front and center a lot of discussion around how do we address racial justice, how we address some of the police violence concerns that came up as part of 2020. But beyond that, it's just an incredibly remarkable moment for people all around the country, whether they're black Americans or not, just recognizing how far we've come and how much that's going to shift the dynamic about what we prioritize as a nation.
All right. Well, Lynda Tran and Leslie Sanchez, thanks to both of you.